Mr. Umesh is an MBA in supply chain management. He has more than 20 years of experience in sales administration, logistics, international and national physical distribution, re-engineering, process for SAP. I mean, the list is long and endless. But the point which would like to be brought to very important mention is he is the steering committee member on American Chamber of Commerce, as well as he is the present president of Chamber of Visionary Supply Chain Leaders, North India. May I now request Mr. Umesh to give his inputs on how this pandemic is going to, how FMCG is going to face the challenges, and post that we will come into the question and answer.
Thank you, Guru, for the introduction. Am I clearly audible?
Yeah.
Great. Morning, everyone. Morning, panelists. Great to be a part of this group with this kind of varied experience. The biggest thing I think which we all have realized as citizens and as well as part of this whole fraternity is that the most important element of this entire economy is the driver. We had a split between essential goods, non-essential goods. We did fall into essential goods because of water and juice. There are other organizations which fall into essential goods for disinfectants, for sanitizers, for food, for staples, etc. But do you still have abundant supply of all of these in the store next door? You still don't. Because the key element of this whole chain is the poor driver, who is right now not willing to come and drive. He is right now not willing to take the risk of coming on the job. There are people who want to grow at 60-70% like Nestle, etc. for Maggie. There are people who are growing at 8 times or 7 times, who are manufacturing sanitizers, masks, etc. But there is a huge problem in the whole economy of supply. So the supply is stuck because of this one gentleman who is the poor driver. So we have been realizing how important this driver is and what all we don't do for the driver, unlike other countries like what Shirish was explaining for the UK, the Europe and the US. There are a lot of initiatives and a lot of respect for the driver in those countries, unlike in India. So I think it is time for us to rethink and do what exactly we should do for this driver. And we, from a Coca-Cola perspective, are one of the worst hit from this whole pandemic. Like you all know, it happens to be in summer, which is the key part of the year for us in terms of doing business. So from a business perspective, there is not only Coke, but there are many such organizations in the country and outside who have lost a lot of business in terms of both net revenue as well as operating income. So there are companies who have gone 3 to 4 years earlier. So the P&L, how it used to look in 2017 is probably how it will start looking for 2020. So that's a big setback for organizations. And as a result of this, there's a lot which could happen, like what Sushil was saying. The first impact would be, I think, automation should happen, but will it really happen? Will organizations will have the affordability for it? I don't think people are going to offer capital expenditure for 12 to 18 months from now to come back from this pandemic. Automation like Industry 4.0 is very good. It's very unique. We have already started this journey. We have IoT, we have AI, we have ASRSs, we have all the automation which we were doing so far till Q1 of 2020. But will we be able to continue to move towards that journey? I don't know, because the payback of these innovative solutions is sometimes, most of the times, not too very certain. No finance or no leadership teams of organizations will right now be willing to invest money in solutions which you want to try and see if the payback is 12 months or 4 years. So I think that will be a big deterrent. However, I think people should be priority. That's our motto. So the Coca-Cola company has gone through such crisis situations in the First World War and the Second World War, influenza pandemic, Ebola pandemic, and we have a certain formula of how to deal with it, and that formula starts with people. So the first thing which we do is we take care of people, and we try and ensure that the people do not get impacted, because they will obviously be always tense. Even though we work from home, we are there with our families, our children, but everybody has that kind of stress that what is this corona going to do to all of us and our lives. So I think capital expenditure will not happen. Automation will become tough, which is why what is the expectation from organizations like us towards OEMs is to come up with innovative solutions like SaaS. We have SaaS for software, which is not exactly a capital anymore. SAP also is now available on SaaS, and there are many such tools which can be run on SaaS. There should be a Bolt model, or there should be some such model which ensures that there is a lease kind of relationship between a OEM and organizations like us, instead of a one-time expenditure. That will help us to try a lot of new solutions. Apart from this, I feel RPA is one which has fastest kind of payback, and which has very less penetration right now in India. We have been doing a lot of it already. We have about 9 such bots working on 9 processes, but I think the scope is about still 10 times of what we do today. So RPA is something which will move more in that direction. The other is going paperless. Thankfully, we were already on this journey for the last 3-4 years, and we don't print e-way bills. They come out automatically for us. We don't print invoices. They are auto. We don't do manual signatures. We have moved to digital. So paperless investments, I think, will be a good idea to get into right now. But it will still take time, about 6 to 18 months, I feel, to come back out of this, getting into working and preparedness for post-lockdown for both essential and non-essential services. I think will be a bigger challenge, because we are not used to having a manufacturing design which could follow a 1 meter and a 2 meter rule. We just don't have that size. Our canteen, like Shirish said, has reduced to 1/4 of its size, because there could be only one guy sitting on the table. We cannot allow 2 to 3 people, because we need to follow all the rules which are being given by the local authorities and the central authorities. So I think those challenges is something which we will have to work with, and work from home, and work a lot from home rather, will become a new normal. And I think that's my take on the industry, on how it will move. Happy to share more solutions. I would also request more and more questions from the panel as well as from the audience on solutioning, so that we try and learn a lot on what we can do when we go back home. That's it from me. Thank you, Guru. Over back to you.